Okay, part 4. So she brings Arthur over to me, and I finally feel better. He feels better. He pretty much like instantly fell asleep on my chest, and the nurse like started crying as well because I think it was just so emotional. I'm not really sure, but she kind of kept repeating like, we never do this. We never separate baby and mom for this long. Like, we never do any of this stuff. So I don't know if she was saying that like to kind of justify her own feelings or if it kind of was a true statement. I don't know, but she just kind of kept saying we never do this over and over again. And I'm happy that she like took the initiative and understood like that Arthur needed to be with me, because obviously as a lactation consultant, like we want them to be with you as soon as they can, like right after birth on your chest. So I was happy that, she was initiating that. So she essentially was like, I'm going to take you back to labor and delivery. She kind of said, screw it to that other nurse, and just started wheeling me back to labor and delivery. And when I got into that room, I was starting to feel better and better. And like I saw my husband there and my mom was there, and there was like other, nurses that were in the room. And we were in the same room that I was laboring in, so it was like a little bit more familiar and I felt like more comfortable. So that's when everybody sort of is like, oh wow, like you were gone for like 2 hours. Like that's when everybody starts telling me like what happened. Because I was like, so what happened, And they were like, well, you lost a lot of blood, your uterus tore, you were in there for 2 hours, like you may need a blood transfusion. I was super pale. Now I'm already pale, but I was like white as a ghost. Like my lips were white. Everybody was like, you don't look good. So they were also like watching me a lot and, giving me pain medication for surgery. And one of the doctors came in and kind of explained what happened. And that's how I found out I had the uterine tear, but they said everything was put back to normal, and like my ovaries, they checked my ovaries or something, put all those back. It didn't mention anything about like danger to have other kids or nothing about that, which I kind of thought was interesting. Not that like I'm interested to have any other kids at that moment, nor do we plan to have any more kids, but like, I don't know, it just torn uterus. I feel like there should have been something else explained with that. I have my 6-week appointment this week, so I do want to give everybody an update on how that's going, because I obviously want to talk to the other doctor who was also involved and sort of be like, hey, like kind of why did all this happen? And like, can we just talk about it? So my feelings towards the birth are, obviously I'm not happy. Like obviously this wasn't a happy birth. I feel like it was pretty traumatic. I feel like a lot of things could have gone a lot better. I'm sort of mad that I feel like the doctors sort of glazed over everything. And they did say it was a good thing that I decided to do the C-section. They said it was a good choice. But that's all they said. My questioning would be like, well, why? At the moment, obviously, I'm very tired, exhausted, and in pain, so I'm not going to ask that question. But that's a question that I want to ask at my 6-week appointment. While I was in recovery, I did have 2 blood transfusions and an iron transfusion. The iron transfusion I felt better with. The blood transfusion, they had to stop either once or twice because I started feeling really weird. And they said that I should feel better after the blood transfusion, and I actually felt worse. They did give me the correct blood. I didn't have like a massive reaction, but the nurse did say usually you have like, if there were something wrong with the blood types, you would have a reaction within like 15 minutes. I had a reaction probably in like a half hour, maybe an hour. I'm not really sure. But the nurse kind of got a little worried, so we ended up stopping it. And then they wanted to keep doing it because my levels were so low. So that was kind of scary. I don't really have anything against like being given blood, but then it was kind of weird to know that like I had someone else's blood like in me. I don't know. It just was like kind of weird. And the fact that like I didn't feel well, I was sort of like, wish we kind of hadn't done that. But, you know, just trying to make everybody happy, right? And like also, you know, I don't want to perish myself. But really, like, I feel like talking about the birth, sharing my birth story is healing. I've talked to a lot of people about it, like my own personal midwife, obviously my family members, close friends. A lot of people that I know have also been like, oh, my C-section wasn't like that. That's not how C-sections go. You should have had a better experience. So that is also reassuring that, you know, this isn't really what was supposed to happen. I don't really know why I was in so much pain for so long and kind of why the anesthesiologist was so mad at everybody. And I also, from even speaking to my husband and my mom who were in the room when he was sort of having like these weird episodes of anger, you know, she was like, well, he was really mad because you shouldn't have been feeling this way. So I'm definitely anticipating my 6-week appointment because I really do want to talk to the doctor about it and just kind of like see what her reaction was. I was kind of put off that they both didn't come and check on me, like just one of the doctors did. I was kind of mad that she didn't. And the weird thing, I feel like the reason why I'm sort of mad about it is because, so there was 2 doctors, right, that did it. There was one doctor was my PC, like my primary OB, but she wasn't there during my laboring. So like before the C-section, it was this other doctor. Hello. It was the other doctor. So I felt like the doctor who had been there when I was laboring, like when I first came into the hospital, she should have also come in to check on me and see how I was and see if I had any questions. She should have. I feel like she totally should have. They both should have come together, not just the doctor who just happened to be my primary OB at that time, because she was the part-time doctor, and that was literally her last day working at that hospital. So I feel like the other doctor should have come in too. But that doctor who was there with me, like from start to kind of finish, I'm seeing her this week. And I made sure that I was going to see her. Like, I was like, if she's going to be absent, I'm not coming in. Like, I want to see her because she's the one that did everything. And I want to talk to her, right? So, obviously I've had tons of great births. Not tons, but just I've had like 3 awesome home births. I've had 2 hospital births now. My first hospital birth was rough, but not as rough as this last one. So, you know, it's sad. It's really kind of sad that like the hospital births aren't even really close to what my home births have been, because I know that they can be. So that's what I feel like I'm a little bit like robbed of, if that makes sense. So, and I don't like that, like, my husband and my mom, like, also got to experience this horrible experience watching me, like, go through all this crap and be in all this pain. I feel like that's just unneeded, and we could have avoided that. But it happened, and they kind of probably have their own trauma from that, which I sort of feel bad about, because, like, I don't know, I kind of created that in a sense. But I think, you know, the more time that goes by, the more I talk about it, the more that I just let myself go through all the feelings, like the better I'm going to feel about it. I still think this is a good hospital. Did I give them a good rating for my experience? No. I will be honest about that. I did not give them a good rating. I do feel like I want to talk to somebody in the hospital about it. Not sure when and if I will actually do that, but I'm kind of thinking about it. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to make any other parts about this. If you guys have questions, then maybe I will answer them with a video or whatever. But yeah, that was Arthur's birth story in a nutshell.